Hi there, I'm Birgit O'Connor, and welcome to my studio. Today, I wanted to bring you into one of my class meetings that we had for our atmospheric landscape course and just show you a very simple technique that you can easily apply to your own paintings. Now, why I'm showing you this is because a student of mine had a real issue of looking at a photograph that she really liked, and it had a fog bank in there, or I don't know if it's necessarily fog. It was a mist coming up through the mountains, and she didn't know how to paint that. And it's very, very simple. All it is softening an edge of a brushstroke. So I'm going to show you the reference photo, and then I'm going to show you how I did the painting. Now, this painting is very quick, and it's done on fluid 100 paper, so that and cold press. So that means it has a softer size surface. It's not my regular Arches paper that I used, and it's something that was a lot of fun that you can easily try at home. So let's get started and have some fun. So I'm going to grab my synthetic wash brush, mine's 20, 14, and a number 8 blend brush, and my number 30. So let's go ahead and we have all that. I'm going to see what happens with this. I'm just taking whatever I have. I don't usually paint with this 30. I usually use it for water. Okay, and then I'm going to grab a little cobalt blue. Now I'm looking at the amount of water in here. And if I was doing a larger painting, then I would have a different not attitude, but different thought process. Right here, I'm thinking about how can I show you the demo within this period of time and have everything dry. So that's what I'm thinking. Okay, I never have it on the left-hand side. So that is so weird for me. Okay, my table is at a slight tilt, so everything's coming down, which I don't want it to. I could move this over, but I don't think that's going to work for me today. Okay, I'm lifting this up so the water runs back. I'm going to take the color that I have here. I want a blue sky, and this is fluid 100. The fluid 100 is going to react differently. So I'm going to go ahead, let's get a sky in here. I'm just going to go wet on dry so I don't have to um, wait too long for everything to dry. And I'm using this brush because I know it's going to dry faster for me. Okay, I'm going to go with more water and bring it down here. Okay, I'm going to lift it up and I'm going to try to direct the extra water off the side of the paper. And remember, we are working with the fluid 100 here. So that makes a huge difference too. It takes longer to build the color up on the fluid 100. If I have my hair dryer plugged in, I might try to dry it, but I'm going to take a look at your picture again. I'm trying to have the sky dry a little bit more so I can come back in and put that landscape, and then I can add the fog, and then I'm thinking about that. So while that's drying, I'm going to jump down here. Okay, notice how I'm keeping my paper tilted like this. And I could spend more time and try to think about my landscape down here, but that wasn't the point. What we wanted to do is put the clouds in here and allowing areas to dry. So let's get a little bit of that in here. And actually, I think I'm going to use that my little piece of paper. Now, those that haven't been with me before, I like to tear pieces of 300-pound paper in little pieces like this, and I will paint with them. Let me just grab some color. I could be more thoughtful on what I have here, but I'm just grabbing whatever I have. And I probably should be more thoughtful in it, but that's okay. Okay. I'm allowing this to dry. So this is what I'm doing in the meantime. I could always use a brush. That's just fine. And I'm working with the 300-pound paper. So that's not the 300-pound, the fluid. What I'll do is I will take my number 30. And this is going to be the general idea of what I'm going to be doing up in those hills. And I'm just going to touch the edge. And I'm basically thinking this is going to be the foundation to my painting. Okay. I like it when things bloom, so I'm going to work with that. So I'm thinking of establishing a structure. I'm not really worried about any of this down here. I'm just trying to get that area to dry. I'm going to change how I hold this to get some trees in here maybe. This is just a quick way for me to do the demo. Okay, this is drying. I can see that from that line. That could be mountains. Okay, we'll turn that into a mountain there, maybe. Okay, I went from my rinse bucket, removed the extra water, touched it on the towel, and then I think that could be a waterfall. I think I like that. And I do like these little blooms over here. I think that's kind of nice. So I could look at what's happening here and then develop it into something else. And if I don't like that, I could turn it into green. So there's so many things that we could do. But the idea was we had our mountain back here. Okay. So we had, I'm thinking one layer of fog back here. Think about the values. Remember, I showed you that shoreline scene and I was thinking about the values in the distance. Here, I'm going to take a little bit of the blue. I want more water on here so it's more transparent. And if I was really thinking about it, I might pay more attention to the drying time. I'm going to take one more look for myself at the picture. Okay, so you have a hill up here and then there's the fog in the middle. Okay, got it. So I'm going to hold this right there. And then I'm deciding, do I want to brush this way or do I want to go this way? Do I want to turn it around? I think to make it easier for everybody, I'll leave it this way. And here's going to be my mountain back here. We'll go up a little bit more and bring it down. Maybe I'll add a little more color. Oops, came down a little bit more. I'm going to try to get rid of that little hair that's in there. I'm going to fan this out. You can easily do this. I'm going to get a little bit more color so you can hopefully see it a little bit better. And if I want to find the edge, I'll just move this around. Notice the amount of water that I have in here. Okay, so that's quite a bit of water. You could elaborate on it. You could bring it out further, whatever you want. And then I'll take a number 30, or I could take a 20. Either one will work. I'm going to remove the extra water. And then I'm going to soften this edge. Notice I'm twisting because I don't want to release more water. And I'm going on my towel here. I can use my 30 and do this. Now, ideally, I should let that dry so I can go to the next mountain range. I think that should be dry enough. And then I'm going to go darker with my value. This could have been a little darker. Lori, what do you think of it, of this side?
I'm just amazed at how you're getting this down and able to take the photo I sent you, taken through a car window and make it into something so beautiful.
Oh, you're so kind. Really, that's so nice of you. But it's this idea. And if we were taking our time, then it would be developed a bit more. But so this idea here, you have a fog bank right here. I could leave that as fog in between, but your photo has another little mountain right here. And it goes for about right here. Okay, so you have a little mountain right there, something like that. Okay, now I can paint this way and I can add my little trees, which I used to do all the time, just like that. Or I could turn it around and use the belly of the brush to get irregular edges, but I think that's too much for everybody right now. Let's use this, get our mountain in there. And
Well,
if
and you could leave that extra fog right there if you wanted, huh?
exactly. And then if I want it, I can leave it hard or I can soften it. So remember that exercise about looking up through the clouds? You would have a better idea of softening edges by doing that exercise. And you don't have to soften them all. You could selectively soften. Now I have a little bit of the pink on the brush. It's not that I want it there. It's just residue from another class. Now I do like this. I could always elaborate more. I could go a little bit darker here, or I could lighten that if I wanted to. And let's say I lived with this for a while and I didn't like it. And if I wanted to soften edges, I could wash over the whole thing. Or if we wanted to add a few more trees down here, we could always continue. But you get the idea, right?
Fabulous. Thank you.
Say, oh my God, you got me started here. I just do one other thing here. Like I don't have the colors set that I'd like, but I'm going to think about the foreground here. Let me get out of this picture. And I'm going to look at what we have. And you had that road right there. You could always put a road in there, but let's go ahead and maybe, I'm going to use this for just a second. I think I'll go ahead and use this. Like a flat brush is nice too. And then with the grasses, like that exercise that you have, notice how I'm holding the brush higher up the handle and maybe expand the size of my brush stroke. I wish I had more yellows in this, but again, it's just an exercise. Like you can do negative painting, you could connect areas, but that's the basic idea. And remember, one thing that we're going to learn too is not to have too many hard lines because your eye is going to go to that hard line. The softness is going to lead your eye through the painting. So I want to soften a few of these. I do like, actually, I really like this effect on the fluid right there. Okay. Oh, so hard for me to stop. Okay. So there you go. What do you think? Well, thank you so much for joining me today. And if you're interested in this particular course, I'm going to go ahead and post a link in the description below. So until next time, have fun and happy painting.